Okay guys, so I've been receiving some questions about how to play mid from a losing situation, so I just released a video about how to play mid in a winning situation in 7.38. So this will be how you should be recovering. I've actually made a video on this before, but due to the new patch and the camps being in a slightly different position, the stacking execution will now look a little bit different in terms of recovery. Okay, so the idea is still the same. You still want to do body blocks, you still want to do aggro into tower, you still want to leave to stack and return to lane after that, play lane and take jungle stacks. Now the availability of some heroes can actually stack both camps together. For example, if you have boots or speed, you can actually stack both camps. Or if you're a fast hero by nature like Leshrac, or if you're like Park or Lina that has a Dragon Slave or Orc, which is a long range skill, you can stack both as well by attacking this and skilling this and running to a side. But I'll show you first, if you do not have a boots on Quap, for example, and you want to stack, this is how you're going to play to recover, alright? So we have the 30 seconds wave and we have the 0 seconds wave. If it's a 0 seconds wave, we'll play to clear the wave. If it's the 30 seconds wave, we'll play to block and stack the jungle camps. So right now we are playing for the stack and jungle camps. Okay, so we're gonna go back and do a small block on this wave. So we'll block to about 46 seconds normally, 46, 47 seconds. Okay, then we're gonna leave. So this block is just for the wave to be closer to our side when we return, right? And then you're gonna wait to about 55 seconds, pop your scream, and run to the side and go back to your lane. So this will stack the camp for you. Okay, then naturally you'll lose about 1 or 2 crits by doing this normally. But if you're playing a losing situation or an even situation that you cannot win, then doing this is a lot better. You also want to be constantly aggroing the wave away from the guy, so you can take it safer from him. Alright, so now it's the 0 second wave, so we'll be clearing this wave fast. As long as there's a wave with you, you have to clear it. So you pull away from him again, try and play safe for safety. If you have spell and mana, you can cast your spell and mana if you like. Okay, let's say I clear the wave here, clear the wave here. Alright, then I'm gonna go back. So here you can see again, it's the time for the stacking wave, right? The stacking wave camp. The stacking camp wave, sorry. So you're gonna go back and do a small block again. We'll block to about 46 seconds, 47 seconds. Alright, then we're gonna go back and scream this camp again. So this will be about 55 seconds, 54, 55 seconds. Now that there's a stack, we'll do 54. Okay, so we scream and we go to the side here. Alright, so you'll always be able to stack like this. Okay, so normally once you stack to about 3 times, 2 or 3 times, you have to start taking it. Because if you delay some more, the enemy might contest you. Or you can't stack anymore because the stacks are too much and they'll block each other. Okay, so we'll do like blocks and we'll aggro the wave into our tower. Aggro wave into tower or clear it fast if you want. Clear it fast if you want. Aggro remaining creeps to our tower. Of course, get that range creep. Aggro into our tower, play away from threat. Okay, then now we see again it's a stacking camp wave. So we go and do our block. So we block about 46 seconds, 47 seconds. I missed a block there, that's fine. So we're gonna go back here. Now that we have a little bit of stacking here, we'll do 54 seconds again. Okay, 54 seconds again. Scream and move to the side. Okay guys, you can see how you can stack this about 3-4 times normally, right? That's max, 3-4 times. Then after that, you just push the wave out, push the wave out, push all the remaining waves out, and you start playing for your jungle camps. Start playing for your jungle camps. When you play your jungle camps, try and farm both together. So hit this, run down, hit this, and farm it together. So you slowly scream the wave down like this. Okay. Okay guys, so now I'll show you what you can do if you have movement speed. Or you have like bot boots. You can actually stack both the camps together, so then your recovery route will look a little bit different than what I showed you on Quap earlier. Quap can scream and stack like this. Unless she has boots, then she can attack and stack like this. Okay, so if I'm Lash and I'm a high movement speed, again it's the stacking camp wave. So then we'll do our small body block here, do 45, and then we'll leave. Okay, so once we reach here, we're gonna wait to about 54 seconds. We'll stack this 54 seconds and we hit this by 56. Okay, and we just run to the side like that. Alright, then this will stack both the camps together. So when you're playing the recovery route, you can no longer play the lane, just start farming the camps here. Start farming the camps here. Normally you don't want to wait too long to farm them, because if you wait too long to farm them, the enemies might contest you and evade you. Okay? Remember, if it's the 0-second wave, we'll try and take the wave first. If it's the 30 seconds wave, then we'll play for our stack. Alright, now I'll show you on the Dire side. Okay guys, so now I'll show you on Dire how you can stack. So let's say you're playing Storm Spirit. Again, it's the 30 seconds wave, so time to stack. Alright, so we played the wave and then we just solve the wave and go back and block. So we're going to do our block to about 46 seconds, 47 seconds if it's stacking the big cam. Okay, then we're going to leave and come here. So this stack will allow, the block will allow the wave to be slightly closer. So we're going to stand here about 55, we throw our thing, and we'll zap the wave, the camp, then we'll go back to lane again. Okay, so after we have stacked the camp, so after we return to lane, we're going to play the wave away from this guy. So quickly solve the wave by pulling away from him in the tower. So again, safety farming. If you want that range, you take it with your spell. Okay. Then here we have our wave, so we solve our wave. Try and solve our wave. Quickly kill off the wave. Try and pull away from him so you're not in danger. Kill the wave. Use your spells if you have to kill the wave faster. To secure creeps. And then you see the time taken to do all this. The next wave will have returned again. Right, see the next wave will come again. So we're gonna go back to that wave. We're gonna do like a small body. We're gonna do the small body block again, small body block again, small body block, and then we're gonna leave. Okay, so we leave, and now about 55 seconds, 54 because we have stacked. So we throw our remnant and we run to the side, and then go back to lane. So it'll stack the cam again. Okay, so it stacks again. So once you have stacked to like 3 times, you definitely want to start taking it. So let's say I go back to lane, I solve that wave fast. We try and solve the wave fast, pull it away from this guy. I go away from him, take wave safely. Okay, again, take wave safely. Pull it away from him. Take our wave fast, take our wave safe. If the guys here see you can secure the range, if you can't, it's fine. Just get the remaining creeps here, get the XP from that, and you leave. Alright, so now it's time to play the stack cam again, but we'll start taking the cam this time instead of stacking and going back to lane. Alright, so you do our blocks. Our blocks about 46 seconds. Okay, then we leave. Then we're gonna start farming it now. So now we have a few stacks here, we'll stack by about 54. Okay, so now we start farming our stacks. Alright, so I stacked it again, that's good. So now we're just gonna recover like this. And farm our stacks. Alright, I hope that makes sense, guys. So Dire and Radiant, you can see it's the same thing. So on Radiant, you want to throw spell, stack from here, run to side, run back to lane. Dire, you want to stack from here, throw spell, run to side, run back to lane. Then you do your aggro into tower, solve the wave. Range creep, see if you can get it. You can't get it, it's fine. Get the XP or cast your spell for it. Then see if it's 0-second wave. If it's 0-second wave, then we'll play for excessive body block for wave to come into tower so we can take wave and then go take our jungle. If it's 30 seconds wave, then we play for small block and then we play for stack. Alright, now I'll show you the application of this in a real game situation of a Crusader student I was live coaching that was playing Puck and was recovering in mid. By the way, I've created a 1-page summary of the mid lane recovery steps in a Word document. It includes everything you need to know about the recovery plan and can be a good learning tool for you in case you want to revisit the lesson again. If you're interested in the document, just like and comment on this video, then message me on Discord and I'll send you the document for free. Alright, let's get back to the video. Okay, so now the situation in the lane is that the game is 7:39, right? 7 minutes 39 seconds. And if you look at the Lycan that is playing against in lane, this guy clearly cannot be kicked out of lane because he's too tanky. So any more time this Puck sits in lane is going to be a waste of time. That's why he's going to start moving up to stack the camps and not bother too much with trying to beat Lycan anymore because he cannot defeat Lycan. Okay, so then he will start moving to this big camp, and as mentioned, he will throw the orb and hit this camp by about 55 seconds. So he hits the camp by about 55 seconds, and then he moves back to the lane to play lane again after stacking. So you can see that it's stacked here. Right. Notice that he actually threw the orb from here, but I was teaching you guys to throw the orb from here. So the problem with doing this is there is higher chance that you might miss the block. Also, you cannot stack multiple if you orb like this. If you stack like this, because the camps will not actually make it out of the square box in time, whereas this will get out of the square box in time. So if it's just one stack, it's okay. But if you're playing for multiple stacks, or if you want to get back to lane and have higher chance to not miss the block, to not miss the stack, then stacking like this would be safer, right, with the spell. And move back like this. Okay, so after he stacks the camp, he returns to lane. Before that also, because I mentioned Puck can actually stack 2 camps, right? The problem with this is he's not playing a lane that's really bad. If he's playing a lane that's really bad and he wants to leave the lane, then stacking that camp with this camp would make sense for a double stack to farm the camps. But if it's because he's playing a lane that's still somewhat decent and able to be played evenly, then stacking just a big camp and returning to lane to push out the wave would also be much more favorable. Okay, so just because you can double stack doesn't mean you always have to double stack. It depends on how your lane is going. So right now in the game that I'm live coaching him, I'm actually telling him, okay, so Lycan is missing. He's playing for his recovery route. Lycan starts probably moving down to gank the bottom lane. So this is time for him to push the lane in. So what you guys want to be doing is to recover, stick to the default route of push, stack and farm, push, stack and farm, until the mid laner on the enemy side decides to gank a side lane. In that case, you will start pushing and breaking his tower to force rotations back to your lane, otherwise they lose their tower. Okay, so which is what this guy is going to do. So he's going to push the lane in, and we can see Lycan clearly ganking the bot lane. So in a way, this Lycan is actually making a mistake per se, because Lycan can still beat the Puck and push out of lane. But instead, the Lycan is allowing the Puck to recover and get a lead in the game again by pushing the mid tower down. So even though the Lycan managed to make a gank like this, the chances of ganks like this failing when he ganks is always high, because TP counter rotations can happen very easily, which is what the Puck is going to do now. Right, that's why it's so risky that if you guys make ganks like this, foresee that TP will come in, counter ganks will happen. So what this Puck actually did was pretty good, in the sense that he pushed mid, recover by stacking, push mid again, sees the mid laner ganking, so that would signal him to start pushing the lane in. So do note that all the while I was live coaching him, I was also telling him these things. Right, so you guys can learn from this. If you are losing mid or playing even lane that you cannot just run them down, then stick to the default route of recovery by stacking, blocking, pushing, until the mid laner decides to gank a side lane. Then you can go all in, push the wave in and hit the tower. Until some ganks determine that you start TPing in to counter gank, then you will go. Or a good run tells you to gank a side lane, then you go. Otherwise, play for recovery, stick to mid and just farm the camps and push the waves in. Okay guys, so that's it for the application of the recovery. Now we move on to a melee situation, where I'll show you how to recover as a melee hero on Ember. Before that, if you have been stuck in your rank for a long time, I'm here to help. Over the past 4 years, I have coached more than thousands of students and have helped hundreds of players improve drastically with more than 90% success rate. This includes helping many of my students get to Immortal. So if you want to finally climb MMR, feel free to reach out to me on Discord at balloon_5243 or join my Discord channel. The links are in the description box down below. With that said, let's get back to the video. So if you're playing a hero that doesn't have AoE to take the camp from not seeing it, or if you're playing a melee hero that doesn't have AoE to stack camps like Magnus. So example, if I'm playing an Ember, right? Or maybe even a Kunkka, what you want to do is you actually want to be using Quelling Blade to cut off the trees. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go and cut the trees. So this will make the path for you to stack the camp easier, right? So then we'll cut, and about 55 will hit, and then we'll move up. This will allow you to stack the camp as a hero like Ember that doesn't have AoE. Okay, then you go back and play the lane again. So every time it's the 30-second wave, we'll do our block and we'll go and stack. If it's not a 30-second wave, then we'll play for the aggro into tower and clear wave fast. So over here, it's not the 30-second wave, it's the clear this fast and leave wave. So aggro, take it away from him if it's dangerous. Take it away from him if it's dangerous. Okay, so we play into tower like this. Take last hit on the tower. If you want the range, then normally you slide to take it if needed. Okay, that's done. Then now we're gonna go back. Time to start again, 30 seconds wave. So you do our small body block. You're gonna leave. If there's not enough space here, you cut more trees to make the stack easier. Okay, so since there's 2 stacks now, we'll do about 54. Alright, so 54 we hit and we move. Okay, then this will stack this again. So once it's about 3 stacks, then you start taking it already. So you can start farming it with your Flame Guard if you're playing from a recovery position. Just farm it like this. Alright guys, hope this situation teaches you how to recover as a melee hero that cannot do AoE to stack. So mostly melee heroes like this, you can only stack 1. It's so important that you guys win lane because it's so hard for you guys to recover now, given the situation. You might be able to farm faster with 2 camps on certain heroes, but this also allows the enemy easier chance to bully you and push you away if you play recover like this, because they can farm the stacks away from you and take over your area of control. Okay, so if you struggle, try and contact me and schedule some 1v1 practice with me. As a mid laner, it's so important that you win your lane. If you don't win your lane, most of the time that will snowball your team into harder positions that cannot allow you to just run the game down yourself. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one again.